Hi, I'm Nisha, mom to 14. We still have 12 children still at home, and I'm trying to work on some things today, and I thought I'd take you along with me. So one thing that I'm going to do later on is I'm going to be preserving eggs, and I'll show you how I do that. That will be in a separate video, but be watching out for that one. I just bought a couple packages of organic chicken from Sam's Club, and there's actually there was 5 packages of chicken. I have one in the Instapot right now. And then I'm going to leave one of these to try a new recipe that somebody gave me for Thai curry chicken. And I'll let you guys know if it comes out good, then I'll maybe share that in a later video. So today I'm just going to take a few minutes, and this is how I do things so that I'm prepped for a couple days. So I just made some chicken fajita mix. I did mine a little bit different. I did it like a chicken fajita, but then I'm adding a little bit of chicken broth into the bottom of it. I have those on the pressure cooker, Instapot, whatever you call them. And then I have another Instapot that's full of rice. And then what I'll do is I'll take the stuff out, and then I'm going to thicken that broth because I put a little bit of chicken broth in the bottom. I'll thicken that, and then that will kind of go over. So instead of doing it like tortillas or anything like that, I'm going to do it like that today. The main reason being, in all honesty, my husband went out and we have like 0 propane in the tank. So we're waiting for the propane guy to come today. And that's why I'm going to keep the other chicken out for chicken curry for tonight. So the meals that I actually prepped, one of them requires an oven. And I don't want my pilot light to go out because we run propane on propane. And sometimes I just forget to check the tank. And this time of year, we go through a lot of propane because we're canning and cooking and prepping and all that type of stuff. So we go through it fast. So anyway, you just make do with what you have that day and you go with it. So I'm thankful that I was able to find some organic chicken. I actually bought most of what they had at the store. And that was only 5 packages. And if I do it like this, then I'll get them all prepped up. They'll be all situated. I don't have to worry about them. Last night I came home. We got home late. I put them in the refrigerator. So then this morning I could take them out and make some meals. So the first recipe that I am going to do is going to be one of our all-time favorites. And it got shared to me by a neighbor where we used to live over 15 years ago. And all she did was she took a jar or 2 jars of cranberry sauce, Catalina dressing, and onion soup mix. And she put them all together with her chicken, and it came out really good. And she served that with rice that day. We were all eating together. And so we've done that for years. It's one of our family's favorites, and we enjoy eating that. But we have the issue of finding dressings like Catalina dressing that doesn't have soybean oil, and finding onion soup mix that doesn't have all the additives that we can't have. So in order to make this, I'm actually making the dressing and the soup mix into the bags along with our home canned cranberry sauce. So we'll be making Catalina dressing, and then we'll be making onion soup mix. So let's do that. These ones will actually be whole breast chickens. And then my other recipe that I'm going to do, I'm going to cut that up a little bit. I have the cutting board in front of me here because I just prepped ours. I wasn't really thinking too well, so I just prepped ours. I got to grab a marker. And write on these. So I'm just going to cranberry chicken. So I do not need this for this month, but I had a little bit of money and I noticed that they had the organic chicken. So this will be prepped and put on my boards, or on my notebook like I showed you guys the other day. If you haven't seen that video, check out my video that I just did on, it says menu planning on there, and that will give you how I set things up and how I add these to here. Like you guys know, my camera hasn't been a mess, so I'm trying to video this actually on my computer, which doesn't give me very many angles, does it? Okay, so I am going to get my bags ready. And then I'm cutting open, let's see what I can do. Maybe like that. I'm going to cut open my chicken and just put them in the bags. And then I'll wash my hands real quick and then I'll do the other stuff. Let's see. So each of my packages have about 3 pounds of chicken, and we will serve this with rice on the day that we serve it. So, 1. What are your favorite chicken recipes? We're gonna try this new Thai chicken curry one, which we haven't done before, but a friend said that she really liked it, so I'm gonna give that a go because it looks like something too that I'd be able to make into a freezer meal. So I'll cook that today. We went yesterday to go try to find a used refrigerator, and we have success, so I'm pretty excited. I plugged it in the guy's garage. I hate buying new appliances. I really do. I do not ever like going out to a store and paying full price for an appliance because we're hard on our appliances. We use them, and I want my kids to be able to use them and not be upset that they might break something. So I like, if I can, to get appliances cheap, like washer machines. I'll spend like $100 for a washer machine and use it until it dies. When I was younger, we bought so many brand new washer machines. They cost like $1,000. Buy a washer machine, and then as soon as the warranty ran up, then our washer machine would die. I think that they plan it that way. But anyway, I no longer do that. So I'm just going to wash my hands real quick so I can touch this stuff. Okay, so I'm going to add my cranberry sauce. Where's my opener? I did bring it in here. Here's my cranberry sauce that we canned last year. I'm telling you, I am good at losing things. Let me go grab another can opener. Okay, so I have my cranberry sauce here. I'm really prepared this morning. I need a spoon now for it. Apparently, I didn't drink enough coffee or something this morning because, man, I'm forgetting everything. Okay, so cranberry sauce. Cranberry chicken and cranberry pork work out really well. And I love that for like a fall flavor. Cranberries and apples and pumpkins. Yeah, some of my favorite flavors. I prefer apple over pumpkin. I know lots of people prefer the taste of pumpkin, like pumpkin spice or whatever, but I prefer apple. What do you guys like? Do you like apple or pumpkin better? Okay, so now I'm going to work on the Catalina dressing part, and it actually calls for a cup of sugar, but I'm going to use half of this in each one of these because my cranberry sauce is already sweetened and it doesn't need to be super sweet. So there we go. Then that in here. And then I need half a cup of vinegar in each. Oops. I could do this in a separate bowl. If you wanted to do this in a separate bowl and have Catalina dressing, if you're going to have Catalina dressing for like a salad, You can make this and put it in a blender and then blend it up. So there we go. And then I need to grab ketchup. You stay here. Try and put that more in the middle. It doesn't want to stay with the bag holder, but I don't also need it all over my table. Let me grab the ketchup. There we go. We had a really long day yesterday. We went to go get, we had one of our daughters got braces on. This is 2/3 of a cup of ketchup. One of our daughter went to get braces, and another one was getting a retainer situated, and then we went to the library in the city and looked for a refrigerator, which finding used refrigerators is kind of crazy when you live in the middle of nowhere. Okay, so we need a 1/2 teaspoon, and I am going to get celery seed, chili, mustard. Oh, I'm not going to do mustard. Celery seed, chili, and onion are all going to be 1/2 teaspoon. Was that one? Yeah, that's 1/2. Okay. But I got a side-by-side. I've never had a side-by-side fridge before, but it looks like it has a lot of space. I think it's 25 cubits, but it's an old fridge, so who knows how long it's actually going to last. It was interesting getting it into the van. We have a handicap van, so we tried to shove it in the back door, but of course it was too long, so we had everyone sitting crazy, and actually it wasn't sitting in a seat, but I really wanted the refrigerator, so I ended up sitting on the floor in the back, but the kids were all set. And so it made for a long ride home, which is 2 hours home. So we did that, but it'll be a good feel. I guess it's in really good shape, but he said it was 20 years old, so I don't know how long it's actually going to last. My fridge that I have now, it's an apartment size, which sounds silly because, you know, we have so many people. But I got it for $100. My fridge had broke and somebody had it for sale for $100. And I said, hey, why not? I'll give it a try. So I did, and it's lasted us like 2 years now. So that's good. And right now we have one in the house and then one in the garage. And I'm hoping to just make it so we have just one running, because I do have deep freezers, and I'm hoping that if I do that, then I can do everything just in the house, and then everything else would be in the freezers. Because if it's a side-by-side, it's almost like I could stack freezer meals on one side. This is 1/8 teaspoon of paprika. There we go. So that's the Catalina dressing part. Now, onion soup mix. Now, you could use a bottle of Catalina dressing to whatever kind you want, and just squirt the bottle in. That would be fine too. I just have to make it out because we can't have the ingredients. So now we are going to do onion soup mix. Again, you could just open a packet, dump the packet in there, and voila, you have it in just a minute. Okay, but we cannot do that. So we need 1/4 cup of onion flakes. A little bit extra dumped in there, so I'll add one more. Okay. And then onion powder. We need 1/4 teaspoon. Then 1/8 celery seed and 1/8 paprika. I have to say, if you were local, we used to use Dead River, and Dead River took days and days, weeks, and a very long time to get any propane. I would say that I was at 50%, and by the time they got here, sometimes I'd be empty. But we switched over to Tamaro, and Tamaro is 10 times better, and they're usually out that day or the next day, because we do live on a main road in the middle of nowhere. So paprika, 1/8 a teaspoon, and 1/8 a teaspoon of black pepper. And then you are done. That was easy. How long did that take? Maybe 10 minutes? I don't know. I know I wasn't counting. So 1 and 2. Looking beautiful. It will be so good. It looks kind of funky, but it is so yummy. So those are all set there. And then I'm just going to do another one. And I will get my bag out. And this one, so I have one of these in my Instapot right now, and then I was just doing it real quick. So this is a chicken fajita. Chicken fajita. Alrighty. So I'm just doing one here. Now, I use this. I get this off Amazon, and it's a really good price. It's organic taco seasoning and doesn't have MSG or any of the yucks that you don't want in there. And that's what I use. And I am probably going to use, I'd say 3/4 of a cup. Yeah. And there, I'll just pour that in the bottom. And then I'm going to, I'll probably do the chicken. That's what I'll do. I'll cut up the chicken and put the chicken in there. And then I'll put the other things on top just so the chicken can get a little bit seasoned. I have chicken thighs. These were, let's see what my price in my area was. These were $5.28. So that is the price here. Last time I couldn't even find organic chicken, and it was really annoying. I had mentioned it on another video that I hadn't been able to find it and how frustrating it was. And I ended up using some non-organic. So when I saw it yesterday, I was like, I am just buying it because it's here now, and I need to just be a good steward with what God gives me and go ahead and buy it. This is a little bit fatty than what I would like, but that's okay. Next year, I definitely need to do chickens. We usually raise our own chickens. We usually raise about 200 chickens. And we were doing Cornish crosses, and that worked out really good for our family. There was so much going on this year. Usually I plan those types of things in the spring. My son had just passed away, and I was focused on that. And our finances were all wonky and crazy, but praise the Lord, my husband's working again, and he's able to provide for the bills that we have. And it's just amazing the way the Lord works. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to sit down like this chicken. I'll be honest with you. We had a burden on our heart that year, last year, that we wanted to pay down the mortgage. And so we started doing extra things to try to pay down our mortgage. And so my son died, and then we were really worried. We were both waiting on unemployment, and it did not come for a long time, like over 2 months. We had no income, but we had followed some guidelines and had some money put away. And so we were able to pay our bills, and the Lord just like opened up opportunities for us to pay our bills on time during that time. And it was just so amazing, things that you think that you could never do. The Lord will just work out for you, and it's just, yeah, really amazing. So the weirdest thing is during this whole time frame, we were looking into different things, and we really just felt a burden that we need to pay off our house. And during this time that we had no income, the Lord just opened an opportunity that we paid off our house. And it's like, whoa, like I could have never thought of that. We still have debt. We were very shocked that if you go to bury somebody in a casket, like an old-fashioned, like simple burial, you put them in the casket, put them in the ground, it's very expensive. They are trying to get people to cremate, and we just didn't feel like we wanted to do that. We always have known that we always have known that we didn't want to cremate anyone. So we didn't want to do that. And I was shocked, sticker shocked. It cost us almost $12,000. $12,000 to bury someone, to bury our son. So the last thing that you need to worry about, or it was just like, okay, so we had 2 credit cards that we barely used, and we had to max out these credit cards to bury our son. But we chose, when we got our tax return and we got this other odd funding that we ended up, or source, we ended up getting just a couple $1,000s. And between those 2 things, we paid off the mortgage. So we bought this house in, I can't even remember now. It was 15 years ago. And we bought the house with 5 acres, and we paid more than what we were supposed to be paying each month, and we're committed to that. At that time, my husband had a job that he made minimum wage, and we just tried to put up $10 here, $5 there, and we paid our mortgage down. Well, the person who sold us this house was selling the rest of the land that's behind our house. I'm going to rub this together a little bit. So we decided that we would try to go ahead and refinance our home, and so refinance our home and purchase that land that's behind our house, mainly because, well, one, we wanted to farm or to homestead, and 2, the driveway would have been like right almost in our driveway, and we used to kind of use that space for gardening anyway, that they were going to be selling. Okay, so that's kind of just massaged through there. Now, I'm just going to add a couple things. So, we refinanced the house. I'm trying to think. I think it was 6 years ago. I'd have to look at the paperwork. We refinanced the house, and actually, we didn't refinance the house. We took like a loan out. I don't even know how this really goes, but so we took the amount that we needed out of the value of our house in order to pay for these are just bags of onions and peppers that I had from our garden. So we used that and paid for the money for the rest of the land with cash. So we bought that land cash outright, and then we put that to the principal of our mortgage, and then we've been paying on that over the past few years. It just amazes me, like, how the Lord's just worked it out, and we've been really committed over the years to trying to pay off our mortgage. It's one of the dreams and desires that we had. I put some carrots in there, just grated up. I'm going to add some broccoli. I'm trying to use up some of the vegetables in my freezer to make room so we can put our meat in there. So I'm going to add some broccoli to this. Yeah, so it's just amazing that he allowed us to pay off the house. We still have the debt from the funeral bills, but to own our house is just such a, I don't know, it was a weight off of us during that time because we were so unsure as far as what was going to happen and what my husband would find for work, and if I was going to have to go to work. And so it was really a trying time, but we got through it one day at a time. Sometimes when I get really stressed out, so I like to sing one day at a time, sweet Jesus, because it's so true. We can only take it one day or one moment at a time. And even, today I'm struggling a little bit. I had a rough night last night. I have a hard time sometimes sleeping, thinking about things about, my son that passed, and, grieving. And some days it's just really hard. You haven't slept very much. I've been up with the kids and that type of stuff, and it's just hard. And last night was one of those nights, and we're just taking it one day and one moment at a time. And I just encourage you to take it one moment at a time. I know things in this world right now are kind of crazy. Take it one moment at a time. Take it one meal at a time. Try to find some things that can help you to streamline things so that you're able to get food on the table or whatever what you might be able to do to help your family out better. If you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them. Any ways that you streamline that work for your family, I'd love to hear them. So leave them below in the comments. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.